Federal investigators apparently have secured a key witness against Sean Diddy Combs. TMZ reports the rapper's ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, is cooperating in this sex trafficking probe. Now, she was the first person to come forward with allegations of abuse, which Diddy continues to deny, but the rapper continues to lay low. Went for a bike ride in Miami, but he was spotted riding that bike yesterday, saying hello to fans along the way. Apparently, he was out for about 45 minutes and a lot of pictures along the way. Todd Pyro, the co-anchor of Fox and Friends First, also a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you. Morning. You say the point off the top that needs to be remembered here is that no charges have been filed. Okay,
correct.
Take that on its face. What comes next then?
Well, that obviously is the big question. And on this Cassie stuff, people are wondering, well, she settled. Didn't she have a non-disclosure agreement? We have to remember, non-disclosure agreements are for things that are untoward, not for serious crimes like the allegations of sex trafficking. Sex trafficking isn't just untoward. It's a heinous crime that you cannot disclaim in a non-disclosure. So that's why she's able to talk to the feds. So what's happening right now? They want an airtight case because you're not going up against Todd Pyro with no resources. You're going up against Diddy. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars to defend himself. They need to make sure that this case is as airtight as possible. And as well, Bill, you have to remember a lot of the characters that you would be putting on the stand in a case like this, let's not say they're probably not the Harlem Boys choir. They themselves have credibility issues. So you want to make sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and then you get the full range of every possible witness you can get into that complaint, because right now, it does look bad for Diddy, but you have to make sure if you're the feds that is airtight.
So to that point, celebrity reaction to the mansion raids. Okay, so 50 Cent said, they don't come like that unless they got a case. And then this one from Aubrey O'Day, respectfully, I've been telling y'all this for 2 decades, and did anyone listen? No. And then Suge Knight says, he's got a warning. I tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. Who's involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in?
To me, the Suge Knight comment highlights what I think is the biggest unanswered question in this case. How far does this extend? Are we talking Epstein level? Are we talking Weinstein level? Because there are unconfirmed reports that Diddy had cameras in his various rooms for his various parties. The thought process being, am I going to be able to get blackmail against individuals that come to these parties? You're doing that not for, again, the Todd Pyros of the world. You're doing that for real famous and very powerful people. So that's why Suge's comment is so fascinating. As for the other 2 comments, yes, Aubrey O'Day probably told a lot of people, but me telling you at a cocktail party is a lot different than speaking down under oath to the feds. And you have to realize that. That said, everybody seems to be singing right now. And so I think that's where they're going to get, the feds that is, the full range of witness testimony against it.
So you had Cassie filed, and it seemed, and then she settled the next day.
Right.
So that's out there. And you have 3 other women and a man who filed accusations. Are these accusations all the same? Are they similar?
They are similar. They obviously result from a different nexus of action. There aren't necessarily the same event all 4 times by your count, but they all go for around the same thing. And so the question becomes, how credible are those 4, but how far does it extend? I think it extends way beyond the 4 if I'm sort of reading the tea leaves, but we won't know that until the feds finish their investigation. You have to think, though, if they are going in guns blazing, literally like they did at these mansions, they have to feel confident that they have a lot more than just these 4.
Some are saying that was over the top in all this video.
If I'm the defense, I absolutely play that angle. 1, it's off the top. 2, why did you coordinate with the media? You're tainting the jury pool by doing that. You're making my client guilty right off the bat. And then 3rd, the big defense thing is that credibility issue. If I'm the defense, I'm focused on those 3 things. At this point, until we know more and until charges are potentially filed.
Well, that's what question I know you guys want to go, but the time between the raid and an indictment, and from your experience as a lawyer, is this typical, usual, or a long time?
I mean, could be long, could be short. It was pretty short with regard to another mansion raid in South Florida. I'll leave it at that. But it could be long. In this case, keep in mind that in the Trump case, there is a presidential election they're trying to speed up for. There's no rush in this Diddy case.
I didn't hear this bit about cooperating with the media or coordinating with the media.
The media was there.
Who'd they coordinate with?
the media that was on scene, ready to go and film basically the invasion of Diddy's mansion.
Was that from the helicopter?
From all angles?
Got it.
And, you know,
Okay.
that doesn't happen. We get a lot of tips, but that's a big tip. And if you get that, you send your crews.
Like
Thank you,
CNN
Todd.
did with Roger Stone.
100%.
All right. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah. With that being said, man, coordinated with the media, yeah, that was something they definitely did. You know, tainted jury, yeah, you can say that though. But I mean, shit, given, you know, everything that's going on with this case, man, it really ain't no way around it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, shit, he put himself in a position here, you know what I'm talking about? They don't come like that unless they got a case. You know what I'm talking about? And man, that man got video evidence. You know what I'm talking about? Screenshots. Everything that you need to know. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to figure out. They already got the whole layout. It ain't no way around this shit. He going to jail. He going straight to motherfucking jail. Ain't no way around this shit. She testifying. She not already got paid. You know what I'm talking about? It's a whole different ball game. The mother folk, they ain't getting no money right now. They ain't getting at the moment. They ain't getting no money. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna have to wait a little farther down the line and shit. It ain't even no sense of paying them. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is about that though. But, you know, shit, man, this is a little situation for him. Is his life in danger? Of course it is. He know too much. All his friends he so-called had, them niggas, they ain't know they was being recorded. They end up doing everything under the, you know what I'm saying? Like they ain't, you know, they ain't thinking nothing about nothing like that though. You know what I'm talking about? But you so-called, you supposed to be our homie. You supposed to be our friend though. You got everybody all together. Everybody just cooling, enjoying themselves, having a good ass time. You know what I'm talking about? But you recalling us though. You recalling us the whole time. Dead Game Entertainment. Like, comment, subscribe to Don Wolf.